Last lecture we have seen infinite series. In today's session we are going to start with a infinite series. So today our first topic is what is infinite series. So you are already aware of infinite sequence. Suppose un is any sequence which is infinite, and if you are going to take the addition of a sequence, then it is called infinite series. The expression u1 plus u2 plus u3 up to so on, un and so on, this expression is called as infinite series. Now you have already learned the finite series, arithmetic series, geometric series, which you have already learned in up to 12th. Today we are going to start with infinite series. So there are two expressions. Either you can write down it in a form of sigma n running from 1 to infinity un, or you can write down in simple sigma un. Finite series you are already aware of, it can be written. Now we are going to start with a partial sum. Partial sum is nothing but sum of first n term of an infinite series. Suppose you have sigma un where n running from 1 to infinity is a infinite series, then Sn is nothing but sum of first n terms, that is u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus un. And if you are writing it in summation form, then it will be a sigma I running from 1 to n where ui. Suppose you are putting n is equal to 1, that means you have S1, then S1 is nothing but it is a U1. Same manner S2 is the sum of first two terms, then it will be U1 plus U2. Same manner S3 is U1 plus U2 plus U3. Same manner S4 and so on. Now this S1, S2, S3, Sn and so on is going to generate one sequence. Now using this sequence we are going to discuss the convergence of a series. Now how to find the convergence of a series? For that we are going to apply limit to Sn. Suppose if you are applying the limit to Sn and you get some finite unique limit S, then whatever the series you have, that series is said to be convergent. And whatever the S you get, that is called a sum of a series. If the limit of Sn does not exist, or it has a value infinite or minus infinite, then in that case your series is said to be a divergent. If you have more than one values, that means your limit does not exist, then that series is called oscillatory. Oscillatory is nothing but it is a particular form of divergence. Now we are going on to the properties of a series. Now first, suppose un and vn are two convergent series and c is any constant. Then sigma un plus vn and sigma un minus vn all are going to be convergent. And the values of them is nothing but sigma c times un is c into sigma un. Same manner sigma of un plus vn will be sigma un plus sigma vn, and same manner sigma un minus vn will be sigma un minus sigma vn. Now removal or addition of a finite number of terms does not affect the convergence of a series. That means if you are going to add some terms or you are going to remove some terms in an infinite series, then it is not going to be affect your convergence of a series. Convergent series remains convergent, divergent series remains divergence. Okay. Now we are going on to example. Show that the telescopic series sigma 1 upon n into n plus 1 is convergent and find its sum. Here un is nothing but it is 1 upon n into n plus 1. So what we are going to do, we are going to adjust the numerator, term in numerator, that will be, we are rewriting it in the form of n plus 1 minus n divided by n into n plus 1. Again, here Sn is nothing but u1 plus u2 plus u3 and so on, correct? So here we are going to put the values of n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4 and so on. That will give you the first term will be 1 minus 1 by 2. Same manner u2 will be 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. Same manner u3 will be 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4, and continuing this way the last term will be 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 1. Here minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cancel out, minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 cancel out, and continuing this way you only get the first term and the last term. So first term and the last term you have, in that case you have Sn is equal to 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1. So what we are going to do, we are going to apply limit for convergence. Because we have to check the convergence of a series, then you have to find the limit of partial sum. So applying limit to Sn, that will give you 1 upon infinity will be 0. So our final answer will be 1. And that's why your series is going to be convergent. And whatever the limit we have, that is nothing but it is the sum of your series. Okay, so here you have limit 1. So this telescopic series has a sum 1. Same manner, another example we are going to take is discuss the convergence of sigma n cube. Now here un is n cube, and if you are going to find the sum of Sn, then the partial sum is nothing but 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube up to n cube. Here the sum of first n cube is n square into n plus 1 whole square divided by 4. So if you are going to apply limit to this term, then it will nothing but it will be a infinite. Now it is infinite, so in that case your series is divergent. Same manner, another example we have taken is the series sigma 1 upon n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 convergent. If so, then you have to find its sum. So here un is 1 upon n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. We are rewriting it in the form of 1 upon 2 into n plus 1 in the bracket 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 2. That means we are separating 1 upon n plus 1, and for the remaining one we are adjusting the term in numerator. Or you can use the partial fraction method which you have used for integration. Now that will give you un is equal to 1 upon 2 in the bracket 1 upon n into n plus 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2. Now once you have un, then we are going on to the partial sum. Partial sum Sn will be nothing but u1 plus u2 plus u3 up to un. Now put n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. So putting values, that will give you Sn is equal, and 1 by 2 we are going to common out. That will give you 1 by 2 into 1 upon 1 into 2 minus 2 into 3 plus 1 upon 2 into 3 minus 1 upon 3 into 4 and so on. So here again minus and plus terms will be cancelled out, and you only get first and the last term. So first and the last term is remaining. So Sn will be in the form of 1 by 2 into 1 by 1 into 2 minus 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2. Now apply limit for convergence. So again applying the limit to Sn, that will give you the limit is 1 by 4. Now limit is 1 by 4, that means finite limit, unique limit, so your series is convergent. And whatever the limit of Sn we have, that is nothing but that is your sum of a series. Same manner, the another example discuss the convergence of tan inverse 1 upon n square plus n plus 1. Now here what we are going to do, we are rewriting the denominator portion in the form of n into n plus 1 plus 1. That means from first two terms we are going to common out n. Now divide with numerator and denominator with n into n plus 1. That will give you tan inverse 1 upon n into n plus 1 whole divided by 1 plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. Now in the numerator portion we are going to adjust the term as we have done in the telescopic series. That will give you tan inverse 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 upon n plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. And that will give you nothing but it is a formula of tan inverse x minus tan inverse y upon 1 plus xy. That will nothing but it is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y for mod xy less than 1. That means your condition is mod of x into y must be less than 1. Here 1 upon n and 1 upon n plus 1 both are less than 1, so multiplication is obviously less than 1. That's why if you are applying this formula, then your un is equal to tan inverse of 1 upon n minus tan inverse of 1 upon n plus 1. Now we are going to put these values in a partial sum Sn, then Sn will be a u1 plus u2 plus u3 up to un, and simplifying it, that will give you the again the first and on the last term. That means Sn is nothing but tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 1 upon n plus 1. Again applying the limit to partial sum for convergence, that will give you tan inverse limit n tends to infinity tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse 1 upon n plus 1. And 1 upon infinity will be 0, so the second term will be 0, and that will give you tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 minus tan inverse 0 as a value 0. So you have pi by 4. So limit of a Sn is finite, unique, therefore your series is convergent. And whatever the pi by 4 we get, that is nothing but that is your sum of a series. Okay. Now we are going to discuss geometric series. Geometric series you have already learned up to 12. Now we are going to check out for any values of r. So we are starting with suppose a plus ar cube and so on is a geometric series where a is not equal to 0. Then there are two possibilities, either r is 1 or r is not 1. Suppose r has a value 1. So r has a value 1, in that case your partial sum, that means sum of first n term, that will be nothing but a plus a plus a plus a, and that will be nothing but you have n times a. So if you are going to apply limit to n as n tends to infinity, then Sn is also tending to infinite. So series is going to be divergent as you have infinite limit. Now in the case of r is not equal to 1, then in that case Sn will be a plus ar cube and so on, and up to ar raised to n minus 1. And if you are going to multiply Sn with r, then that will nothing but a r plus ar square plus ar cube and so on up to a into r raised to n minus 1 plus a into r raised to n. So we are going to subtract these two series, and that will give you Sn minus r into Sn is equal to a minus a into r raised to n. And simplifying and making Sn subject, that will give you Sn is equal to a into 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r. Now here if the value of r is between minus 1 to plus 1, then r raised to n is going to be 0. That we have already seen in a sequence. So r raised to n is going to be 0. So if you are going to apply the limit to Sn, then your Sn has a limit a upon 1 minus r. In the case of r is between minus 1 to plus 1. That means mod r is less than 1. Now in the case of r is less or equal to minus 1 or r is greater than 1, then in that case this limit is going to be infinite or limit is not going to be exist. So in that case your series is going to be divergent. Now we are going to summarize the geometric series. So your geometric series a plus ar square up to ar raised to n is going to be convergent for mod r less than 1, and it has a partial sum, nothing but it has a sum a upon 1 minus r. And it is going to be divergent in the case of mod r greater or equal to 1. Now we have written one example. It is simple example, sigma 4 raised to n into 3 raised to 1 minus n. Rewriting it in a simple form, that will give you sigma 4 raised to n upon 3 raised to n minus 1, and separating 4 from numerator, that will give you 4 into 4 by 3 raised to n minus 1. So if you are going to compare it with your original form, then a will be 4 and r will be 4 by 3. So a is 4 and r is 4 by 3. So r is 4 by 3, that means it is greater than 1. And if it is greater than 1, that means your series is divergent. So your series is going to be divergent. Same manner, now we are going to take one another example, simple example, 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3, 4 by 9 plus 8 by 27 and so on. Here if we are writing it in a simple form, that will be a 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 square plus 2 by 3 cube and so on. So that means if you are going to compare it with your standard form, then a is 1 and r is 2 by 3. So again r is 2 by 3, so mod r is less than 1 and it is less than 1, that's why this series is convergent. And since it is convergent, so its sum is nothing but it is a upon 1 minus r. So a is 1 and r is 2 by 3, so the final answer will be 3. Okay. Now we are going with one typical example. The figure shows that each sequence of a first 7 squares, the outmost square has an area 4 and each of the other squares is obtained by joining the midpoint of first square. Now what we have done is, suppose you have whatever the outer square, from that the inner square is obtained by joining the midpoint of each side. Same manner the second square has a midpoint, join them, that will give you the third square which is lies inside second. Same manner fourth, same manner. We have here given only 7, but this sequence is going up to infinite and you have to find the sum of this infinite sequence. Now, by property of square, if we are going to find the area of an inner square, then it will be half of the area of a original square. And if you are not aware of this, then we are going to use the simple property of rectangle, and that will give you this area. So the outermost square, whatever the area of it, the second square has a half of it, correct? So second square is equal to 1/2 of a outermost area, and that means nothing but 1/2 of a 4, that will be a 2. Same manner, third square has a 1/2 of a area of a second square, that means 1/2 of 2, that will be 1. And same manner continuing this way, that will give you 4, then 2, then 1, then 1/2 and 1/4 and so on. So we are going to add them all because you have to find the addition of a sequence. So that will nothing but it is a geometric series with a ratio 1/2. Now it has a ratio 1/2 and the first term is 4. So if you are going to put it in a series form, then the sum will be 4 upon 1 minus 1/2. So you will have answer 8. And since it has a ratio 1/2, so it is convergent. Same manner, going with another example, discuss the geometric series sigma 2 raised to n plus 5 divided by 3 raised to n. Now see, here you have not given us any series which is directly written in a standard form. So what we are going to do, we are going to separate two terms, 2 raised to n upon 3 raised to n plus 5 upon 3 raised to n. And that will give you two different geometric series. First one is 2 by 3 raised to n and second one is 5 into 1 by 3 raised to n. So here you have two different series. Now two different geometric series we have. First one has a ratio 2 by 3, second one has a ratio 1 by 3. So if you are going to find the convergence or divergence, then R1 is 2 by 3, R2 is 1 by 3. So both are less than 1, therefore your series is convergent. And now S1, that means the sum of first series, that will be a A1 upon 1 minus R1. Now A1 is your 2 by 3, R1 is 2 by 3, so answer of series, sum of a series, that will be 2. Same manner, A2 will be 1 by 3 and R2 will be 1 by 3, so you have S2, that means sum of second series, that is 1 by 2. And therefore if you are going to find the sum of a series, then it is nothing but you have to put the sum of both series, that means sigma 2 by 3 raised to n plus 5 into sigma 1 by 3 raised to n. But sigma 2 by 3 raised to n is nothing but 2 and sigma 1 by 3 raised to n is nothing but 1 by 2. So putting it, that will give you the sum of a series is 9 by 2. So this is the geometric series, some of the example of geometric series. Thank you for listening me carefully. If you have any query or any doubt, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you.